Welcome back to the 2016 Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading Card Game World Championship. We hope you enjoy the epic showdown between Yugi and Kaiba, because now we've got the battle for the bronze, the battle for third place in the main event. And that's between Soichiro Kajihara, who we saw last round. He's been up twice, and twice he hasn't been able to get there, so perhaps third time will be the charm for Kajihara. And he's facing off against Matthew Casiero of Australia, who was not victorious the second time around against the Galaxy Soldier Blue Eyes White Dragon deck.
Nope.
And now he's here facing off against Magispectors with his Monarch deck.
Yep. Just to know about the live duel, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was stood at the back of the hall screaming and shouting and clapping and
it's good,
all
right?
that good stuff.
And you were out of camera range, so nobody can make an animated GIF of you.
Yeah. I guess that's a plus. So it was fantastic. We don't have the voice actors over in Europe.
Not even
they're from North America.
The French or German ones.
No.
Are they as well known as Eric and Dan?
No, I don't think so, because it's such a wide variety over in Europe. You know, all the different dub actors, that it's kind of, it's a little strange if we pick just one of them to come to an event. So
makes sense.
Yeah. So that was a first for me. Really cool.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And Casiero is enjoying the fruits of his deck building here.
Yeah, Allure of Darkness.
Allure of Darkness. He's used Tenacity to go grab his Pantheism, which he now banishes. Pretty good start from the Monarch Duelist.
That's exactly what you want.
Meanwhile, over in the Dragon Duel World Championship, their battle for the bronze is currently taking place between Hong Uk-yong of Korea and Declan Matthews, also from Australia.
Yeah, so the two Australians got kicked out of the tournament in the top four.
The dream wasn't quite real in this case.
Nope.
Excellent showing from both, though.
Yeah, they thoroughly enjoy. Like, every time I go into the players' room, they're all just enjoying themselves.
And I also love to see a lot of the players came to watch the live duel as well.
Yeah, they did.
Kaiba.
Yeah.
And Samir Bakar, who you might remember from our round one feature yesterday, he was so pumped to go backstage and see Dan and Eric. He was, he was just pumped. I was trying to find a Sharpie for them, and he's like, couldn't believe what was happening right now.
Yeah.
Great guys this year at the World Championship.
Yeah, everyone's really, really nice. Everyone's enjoying themselves and just, taking the full experience in.
Casiero sets the card and passes over to Kajihara. So
Kajihara here, opening the full Speedroid suite.
Yep, he's got a Tekettenborg and Terratop in his hand. Let's see if he plays a second one to go search out. I should probably know this by now. Nope, he does not. 2 Terratop, 1 Tekettenborg. That's a little interesting.
This is the first time we've seen Kajihara with the Speedroids on stream.
Yeah, I didn't
even think he
played them.
Yeah, I didn't remember.
Summons it, does not activate its effect, as there's nothing left for him to search.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
That's just what happens sometimes. You can't play the second Tekettenborg or the third Speedroid because you're packing so much stuff into your 40 cards here.
Yeah.
No, so much that he had to go to 41.
Yeah, so he just goes straight in and attacks with these Speedroids.
Good, getting some damage in.
Yep.
And that does give him 2 wind monsters as well, so he can Totem Bird up.
Yeah.
XE summon.
Goes for the Totem Bird.
Totem Bird in defense position. Got a Solemn Warning to back that up, too.
Plus the Pendulum and the Archfiend Eccentric.
Uses it to destroy Archfiend Eccentric to search out another one. Now activates Terraforming.
Yeah. He seems to have a lot to do after he's already attacked. It's a little strange.
Goes to get Sky Iris. No Magispectors in sight.
Nope. May as well get Sky Iris.
So he activates it and destroys Luster Pendulum, sending it to the extra deck.
Probably gonna go get that Unicorn.
Well, he's passed his attack, so I think he might try to load up with Pendulum Dragon.
Yeah, good point.
Unicorn. And he does go for the Pendulum Dragon.
Yep.
Sets one. destroys Pendulum Dragon in the end phase. And that actually gets him a Magispector. He could go for Bunbuku here. There he goes.
That's definitely the choice that I would make.
Because he can go get the Unicorn whenever he wants as long as Sky Iris stays.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess this is kind of a good time to invest in the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, because you got a Totem Bird that's nice and safe on the field, sat behind that Solemn Warning. So it's a good time to let your Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon do its work.
It's like on the end phase, the Prime Monarch is set and flipped.
Yep, so that's going to add a little more draw power.
Okay, shuffles his 2 Monarch Spell or Trap cards back into the deck to draw 1 card. That's the first time I think we've seen Prime Monarch actually set.
Yeah, it is.
In this tournament.
Both players looking really calm there.
Just want to make sure you go out on a high note.
Yep.
On your World Championship experience. In a way, the pressure is kind of off.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though you are on camera.
Yep.
Yasuhiro gets his draw from Prime Monarch, and then draws for turn. He's got a healthy hand there.
Yeah. Double Return of the Monarchs. Oh, he could just... no, Totem Bird.
Yeah, he'll have to negate that, I think. Otherwise, he's just going to lose his Totem Bird for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he did still activate it, though.
Yeah. Does Stormforth say used or activate?
Stormforth says...
Activate.
In turn, you activate this card.
Oh, yeah, you can only activate 1 Stormforth per turn, so that means he can activate another one because its activation was negated.
I do think it negates the activation. Yes, negate the activation.
Yeah, so there's the second Stormforth. The Vanity's Fiend. Oh. First he's going to play Return of the Monarchs. There's a Vanity's Fiend.
That's going to get warned.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a 2-for-1 in a way, because you don't get to search for Return of the Monarchs. Return, it does activate whenever you summon a monster with Monarch-like stats.
It does, but that's the good thing about Solemn Warning, is that the summon never happens.
Yep.
So, Yasuhiro is left with no monsters going into the opponent's turn, which is not an enviable position for the Monarch duelist.
No. Doesn't even have an Ether that he can really summon.
Not with no monsters.
Nope. Kajihara here does have a full set of scales.
Yeah, he's going to be able to complete the Pendulum Scale, but not quite get back all of his cards unless he gets the Unicorn.
Yeah. I can see Bunbuku search.
He goes Bunbuku.
Bunbuku search, Sky Iris the Bunbuku. That kind of line of players, I think.
Well, the goal is to finish this right now.
Yeah.
Opponent has no monsters right now. This is your best chance.
Yeah.
No Prime Monarch in the graveyard either.
Nope, it's on the field currently, face up. He very swiftly chose Kieran, and then...
That Kieran or Toad? That's Kieran.
He's adding up right now.
Part of we're getting in the damage early with the Speedroids.
Yeah, that helped. That helped a lot, actually.
Only needs to do 6,200. Destroys Bunbuku with Sky Iris.
Yep, as expected.
Only one left is Unicorn.
Yeah, that gives him a really big scale.
8 is even high enough to get back the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon.
Yeah, I think that was essential in getting all of those life points away from Matthew here.
Another 2,500.
So
2 and 8 are the scales. 3 through 7 are the monsters that can be summoned.
Yep.
And we've got 2 3s, a 7, and a 4.
I don't know, 12, 25, 700, and 1,900. That's only... that's 6,350.
E350 is enough. Attacks in the correct order, just in case a mysterious Super Gores appears, and Soichiro Kajihara very quickly takes the first duel, in which Casiero wasn't really able to field a monster for any long period of time.
No, he seemed to struggle a little with that.
He did not have any of the squad. Players are shuffling up each other's decks now. Decisions are made pretty quickly there. I think they both have a good idea of what they want to do.
Yeah, I think at this point you kind of know what you want in terms of the matchups.
Zero probably wants his copies of Typhoon.
Yes.
Which is actually a brand new card that we made specifically for Battle Pack 3 Monster League. There are 10 of them in there as well. And Typhoon has been the one that's seen the most longevity.
I love Typhoon.
Outside of sealed and draft play.
It's one of my favorite cards.
We'll bring that up back when the screen resumes. It's actually a really cool looking card.
I actually went out of my way to get Shadowfoil ones.
Oh, the Shadowfoil ones?
Yeah.
I think we made a foil version of it too in the latest, I think the first OTS pack.
Was that?
As well. Yeah, some of the players are using them today, actually. They're really cool.
What rarity is it? Is it super?
It's a super. The whole key with Typhoon is that it was made basically so that you'd have something you can side in against a pendulum deck that can take out their scales on the first turn before you've had a chance to go.
Yeah.
It destroys a face-up spell or trap card on the field, but if your opponent has 2 or more spell or traps, and you have no spell or traps on the field, you can just play it straight from your hand.
Yeah.
So if your opponent's going crazy with all sorts of face-up spell and trap cards during their own turn, like pendulum decks tend to do, you can destroy one of them with Typhoon, even though you haven't had a turn yet.
Yep. Wondering whether we're going to see that Thousand Eyes Restrict again.
I kind of doubt it. It wouldn't be very good against a bunch of stuff it can't target.
Nope. What a shame.
It had its moment in the sun.
Yeah.
Alright, looks like our duelists are just about ready to go.
Just their hands loading in here. So, Matthew opens with Fairy Wind.
But he also opens with 3 tribute monsters and nothing to play with them.
Yeah, basically he's going to just pass one and set. Set one and pass one even.
Oh, and he chose to go first, too. Alright. So that is a huge break for Kajihara.
Yeah.
Whose hand is... There it is.
Yeah.
It actually looks pretty good. He's got
it does.
Removal.
I remember Matthew saying...
He's got the Effect Veiler.
I remember Matthew saying how he always wanted to go second, and he had the choice there, but decided to go first. It seems a little strange.
That might actually be matchup specific. Just because he wants to get the chance to be able to tribute his opponent's monsters before they can be tributed for anything else.
Yeah. So, QB here?
Goes for Tornado.
But he can just play Arch Phoenix. He could just play one of the Arch Phoenix Centrics, right?
Yes.
Blow away that back row with absolutely no fear. I'm surprised he didn't do that first. Why? Is there any reason why he didn't do that first? Maybe there isn't actually 2. Maybe there's just 1. It's just doubled up.
Also possible. I mean, it could just be that he doesn't want to destroy a Prime Monarch.
That's true. That's very true, in fact.
Attacks for 1,500.
Yeah. Just again, Kajihara here being able to get in that kind of just initial damage, just to bring his life points just down enough to possibly make it so that next turn he can destroy the rest of his opponent's life points.
We know that Kajihara can do 8,000 in one turn, but it's a little easier on him if he doesn't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Activates Terraforming for Majesty's Pegasus, and then tributes off his QB for Bunbuku.
Yeah. Then he's probably going to go search for something that could complete his scales.
He's got a high scale, still needs a low one.
Yeah. So Kieran, most likely.
Kieran's usually a good choice.
Kieran, or I see Neko.
He's got the cat as well.
Yeah, it gets Neko.
Right, so Casiro really needs to come up with something that he can put on the field. Majesty's Fiend, really good in this matchup, if he can get it.
Yeah, I think, Majesty's Fiend's not all that useful against, completely stopping your opponent playing.
It does stop all of the monster effects from activating at all, though. So Kajihara would be left with essentially a bunch of monsters, but nothing he can really do with them.
Yeah, but he can always exceed someone into something that allows him to defeat Majesty's Fiend.
Alright, so he activates the Archfiend Eccentric, and we see what Casero's face down was.
Yeah,
and
Fairy
it was
Wind.
Fairy Wind.
Yep, so that just destroys all the face-up spell and trap cards on the field and inflicts 300 damage to both players for each of the destroyed cards.
And he did need to use it there, because otherwise, Archfiend Eccentric's Pendulum effect, that lets you play her kind of like a mystical Space Typhoon, would destroy it.
Yep. So that's just one tornado.
No reason to risk the second one.
Nope. I think that's Pot of Duality.
That is Pot of Duality. Let's see what it gets him. Another Ether, Stormforth, and another Fairy Wind. I wonder if he's just going to be forced into taking Fairy Wind.
No, I was thinking Stormforth, Majesty's Fiend.
Ah, that's right, and he only has a 1 tribute monster in his hand. But if he activates the Stormforth, Kajihara can just chain the Tornado to banish Stormforth itself.
That's true.
And essentially get off scot-free.
Yep.
And it'd be... The other thing is Casero is probably going to be tempted to play Return of the Monarchs first so he can get his engine going.
Yeah, that's true.
If he does that, though, he's just going to lose everything. The tornado that he knows is there.
Yeah, so not a great spot. What did he take? In the end.
He took the Monarch Stormforth.
Yeah.
So I think he sees what his chance to get back in this is.
Yeah, maybe he's just not going to play Return.
That's definitely the correct move.
Okay.
He allows it. That's very surprising to me.
Can Tornado hit?
Maybe it doesn't destroy spells or traps. Yes. Okay,
No,
it's just monsters.
Okay.
I forgot. Actually, when those cards were first being made, they all hit everything.
Oh. Yeah.
And very quickly we realized that is a little too good.
Yes. So, as I've been slowly learning, as we've seen this deck many times now, all of the Magispector spell and trap cards only hit monsters.
Yes.
But they all do different things.
Yes.
One banishes, one destroys, etc., etc. Even Sonic.
Oh yeah, it does target a monster. Doubles up. Alright, so Casihiro is looking way better now.
Yeah, that's much, much nicer.
The one thing he can't do, though, is activate either of his ethers. 'Cause
No.
He's locked under his own
Either of his ethers.
Majesty's Fiend.
Yeah, that's a little troubling for him at the moment, but
Kajihara
Kajihara.
has no Magispectors right now.
nope.
So the Fiend could just get there.
Yeah, we'll see. Even just one Magispector will do it, because then he can Tornado away the Majesty's Fiend.
And that leaves Casihiro with nothing again if it happens.
Yeah.
And he picks
That's
up a Magispector.
Looks like a toad, actually.
That is Magispector Toad Ogama. I guess any Magispector but Kieran works.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything but Kieran would have worked out there. Still, he has to invest a turn into just summoning Ogama, passing, and then playing Tornado.
He could flip it aggressively if he wanted to.
There's no follow-up. I don't
no
see
follow-up,
there's no
but-
reason to do it in his turn, I think. You might as well wait, let your opponent play under Majesty's Fiend, and then do it as he's attacking, wasting his battle phase.
I think you might just not want your opponent to get another activation out of return, though.
But is he really going to tribute the Majesty's Fiend? Actually, either way, even if he does tribute summon something, he can chain it, and then return doesn't get its effect if the monster's not face on the field.
That's true. He'll still get an ether effect, though.
Really?
Well, he tributes
Oh, yeah.
for ether.
Yeah.
And then ether would get banished, so he wouldn't get the return effect, but he would still get the ether effect.
Okay, yeah. That's...
And that would get him Prime Monarch in the graveyard.
Yeah, and Kuraz destroying return as well.
Alright, so a card was accidentally revealed from the deck.
Yeah.
We know that Stormforth is next, and now the judges are taking care of that situation as well.
Yeah.
That is just basically a looking at extra cards penalty. It's World Championship, I think that's a caution. Card wasn't added to his hand, he didn't even attempt to draw it or anything.
No, he just knocked it with his hand accidentally.
Knocked it over. That happens sometimes. So the fix for that is that everybody gets to see what the card was. Though we already have.
Yeah.
It's Stormforth.
I thought it was revealed and put on top.
And they are currently checking to make sure they know what the exact fix for this scenario is.
Do anything?
The card is revealed off the top by accident because he shuffled the deck after.
Oh, okay. So how was the card revealed?
He accidentally knocked it off.
So when I drew that one, the next
So
one flipped
it was
over.
from here?
So it's literally the top card right there.
So both players saw a card,
Yes.
or
Yes.
just you?
No,
Both
players
players.
saw a card.
Okay. Nothing else occurred.
Right. Head judge is here.
Yeah, just
Andre says
For-
that he four of the policy.
Probably just gonna reveal the card once more so that both players can completely see it.
That may be one that's different here.
stand by, guys. We'll research.
They are consulting the policy for, basically there was a question of whether it's shuffled back or if it's just revealed to all players and then flipped back face down.
I'm pretty sure it just gets put back where it belongs.
Yeah, in standard tournaments, it's put back where it's belong,
Yeah,
but it could be different for international competition.
yeah. At least in Europe, that's how it would be fixed. But the World
Yeah.
Championships, there's a few different little things in the policy.
Yep, and that's just a case of you've got people from all over the world, and there's a lot of interplay going on between translators and different rules in different territories for basically in terms of tournament policy. So we try to find a happy medium of the rules so that everybody feels that the tournament is being adjudicated fairly and everybody has a fair shot.
Yeah.
So we're now checking to see if that is one of them.
Yeah, so I just got a notification from one of our judges at the table saying that's exactly what they're doing. They're just checking out to see exactly what that policy is.
All right, well, that's good. That means everybody's on the ball and making sure that this match goes down the way it's supposed to.
Yep.
It's just the world's policy is different from normal TCG.
Yep, so let's see what they decide to go with here.
So we're still in the draw phase, technically, here. We haven't had a chance for...
Yeah. Just a quick update for the fourth playoff for the Dragon Duel.
Checking policy.
It looks like
A card unintentionally
Declan
revealed.
has lost.
Both players see
I
the
can't
card
remember the
and
name of
shuffle
the
deck.
other player in the top. You have the names of them?
yes, I do. Did it say that Ook?
Wook-Young.
Ook won?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, well,
That's what it looked like anyway. So
congratulations to Ong Wook-Young of Korea for taking third place in the Dragon Duel World Championship.
yep.
And we did just get a confirmation there. This is one of the fixes that's different for the World Championship.
Yeah.
We shuffle again in the case of a card being accidentally revealed.
Yeah. Just as something to note, I think that he has a tenacity in hand, so the
This
fix
didn't
may not necessarily make a difference here. But, got to make sure that it's as it should be.
All right, so Erebus is tribute summoned. Magistector is tributed. I don't know that this chain is going to quite resolve the way he wants it to.
Yeah.
One still resolved. Because Vela is no longer on the field.
All right, so Chainlink 1 was
Chain 1, chain 2.
Erebus. Chainlink 2,
Chain
Return of the
3,
Monarchs.
target is.
Chain
Chain
3
4, target Erebus.
is Magispector Tornado. Chain 4 is Effect
Chain
Failure,
3,
targeting
vanish.
Erebus.
Chain 2, no effect. Chain 1, still effect.
So Effect Failure resolves first, negating the effects of Erebus. Then Erebus is banished.
Yes.
Yes.
Then Return of the Monarchs
Yes.
does
Resolves
nothing.
that effect.
And then Erebus. And the question now is, does Erebus resolve, since its effect was negated completely
Erebus
before it
its
left the
effect?
field?
Yeah.
Does it need to resolve? It already activated.
Does it resolve?
Yes. It will not be negated. He will be able to use the effect.
All right, and we've got all the judges from all over the place in there, even from Japan.
Yep.
3で除外でチェーン4で無効ですよね。だから無効にあった後に除外されてってこと。
Yep. So we got plenty of translators, plenty of judges. I'm sure they'll be able to work it out. Yet again, you know, that's what it's all about here at the World Championships, making sure that the game is going down exactly as it's supposed to. All the rules are as it's supposed to be.
Zero's argument here is that as soon as his Erebus is no longer on the field, it should no longer be affected by effect failure.
Yeah.
And Kajihara is essentially saying is that, hey, after effect failure resolves, all that monster's effects are negated, even if it does leave the field.
Yep.
Citing cards like Rescue Rabbit, for example, or Lone Fire Blossom as examples, where you resolve effect failure, the effect is negated. Even though you tribute or send that card to the graveyard to activate its effect, it's still negated because all of the effects are negated.
Yep. Because it resolves on the field. It activates and resolves
Activated
on the field.
Resolved on the field. Rules note for everybody at home, effects always resolve wherever they activate. They don't move. So say you have something like Light Imprisoning Mirror, for example. Let me go ahead and bring that up for you. It's a hyphen, right? Light Imprisoning Mirror. When the effect of a light monster activates on the field or in the graveyard, negate it. When this card first came out, and Honest first came out, which is a monster that you can send from your hand to the graveyard to use an effect.
Yep.
There was a lot of confusion over whether or not Light Imprisoning Mirror would affect Honest.
Yeah.
Because it's in the graveyard after it goes on the chain.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be in the graveyard upon activation.
And this was actually a trick that allowed me to play Light Imprisoning Mirror in a deck running Honest without interfering with my own abilities, because effects activate wherever the card is when you declare, I am using this card, before you pay any costs of it.
Yep,
So Honest activates in the hand.
Yeah.
And would not be negated by Light Imprisoning Mirror.
Yep.
We're talking about Erebus, though. As the discussion continues.
Yeah. Maybe we can get a nice sweep of the prizes.
Both of these players are going to be getting a copy of Shelga, the Tri-Warrior. They're also going to be getting the very snazzy Top 8 game mat featuring Juno, Celestial Goddess.
Yeah. So these are some of the best duelists from the entire world here playing.
This is basically for pride right now.
Yeah.
It is a very important thing to a
And for a
duelist.
cool trophy.
So you can see they got some nice bags to carry all their stuff in. Plenty of sleeves to work with. All their notepads, cards. There's even more cards that they had earlier. Got a few boxes of some of the latest stuff from all over the world.
Yeah.
And of course, they're out here in Orlando.
Yeah, exactly.
Went to Universal Studios.
Yep.
It's been really a crazy weekend. And, that's right, they had that party. They had a party Friday night with Yugi and Kaiba.
Yeah.
And so that was exciting, too.
Yep. So now we can see the prize cards that everyone's gunning for there.
I really do like Juno.
Yeah, I do as well. Quite jealous of these guys getting to take those home.
See if I can bring up one of the, or something similar. Not Victory Dragon. Yeah, there's a very good chance we don't have them in there because we don't really get a chance to have these cards. They go straight to the players instead of getting scanned into the system. But
Yeah.
all of these cards have essentially a
There is-
match-winning effect.
Is that Shelga?
Yeah, that's Shelga.
There is a card that has a match-winning effect that I can remember, which is
Chaining 2, chaining 3, chaining 4. Okay. Effect rated will result.
No, like an actual match-winning effect. There's lots of things that you can win the game
oh right, okay, I thought
in a
you
certain
just meant
way,
match-winning
but
effect.
when one of
Oh, the
these
attacking
fulfills its
directly one.
condition and it attacks
Yeah.
directly and you win a game with that effect, you win 2 games instead. You win the entire
Yeah.
match.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Victory
remember now.
Dragon.
Is that the only one?
Victory Dragon was the only one that was ever actually legal, and eventually we decided that effects like that actually just shouldn't be legal, but they make for very cool prize cards.
Yeah,
So Victory Dragon on the forbidden list, and that effect has been moved to the prize cards for the World Championship ever since.
yeah. So I'm looking up the prize cards from the last World Championship I was at, and we've not got them scanned in either.
All right, so it looks like
I think the debate continues.
if the conference is still going in
Yeah,
back, we're
I
looking
think-
over.
I think that was Joe.
We've got head judge
Yep.
and his assistants.
Yep. So the ruling has been given.
Yes,
Vela does negate Erebus's effect.
does negate Erebus's effect. All right. Now, in that case, it's an excellent play from Kajihara. He's managed to eliminate Kasiro's only monster on field and deprived him of all of his effects.
Yeah, actually, yeah, he was able to stop that return of the marks as well.
And that rule does make sense. It's consistent with the examples that we were telling you about. On the end phase, Typhoon is destroyed by Mystical Space Typhoon. Its older, mystical, more spacey brother. Nekomata and Archfeet Eccentric are activated in the pendulum zones. And it looks like Kajihara is about to toss his whole extra deck on the table.
Yep, and as per earlier on, when he got a few of those attacks in, Matthew's life points are not so high.
All right, Bambuku's Chain
That's
Link 1.
Definitely enough.
Nekomata 2, Ogama 3. That's 13, 15, 1,000, 1,200, and not much from Nekomata. I cannot remember the last time I saw Nekomata in attack position, since her 100 attack is dwarfed by
Could make
1,800
the difference.
defense.
Could make the difference, Jerome. You never know.
All right, so we got 12 and 1, or 12, 1,000, and actually 100. That's what, 13, 23, 38, and 13 more? It's 51.
Very close.
Not quite enough.
You just did mathematics on stream. That's impressive. I never decide to take that challenge because I never managed to work it out.
Hey, you know, who dares wins.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Well, Kajihara didn't dare. We gave all of the competitors calculators and notepads and pens and dice and everything so that they could go ahead and feel all at home here on the main stage. So he's just working that out right now.
Not sure if he's just declaring his... No, he's declaring his effects right now, deciding if he needs to search anything out.
Yeah.
He should be able to get some extra attack points out of an Xyz summon, though. I'm pretty sure Bunbuku and Nekomata together can make something that can make up the 500 difference. Back to Totem
For
Bird ought to do it.
example,
I mean, Acid Golem would obviously do it, but the safer play would be the
Totem Bird.
Totem Bird.
Well, yeah. He could still have Battle Fader.
That's right, he is siding Battle Fader.
Yeah.
Does he have it?
No.
Oh. Well.
Yeah, so he's figured out that Totem Bird is enough. And yeah,
tributes
tributes
to
to
Kieran,
that.
just to make absolutely certain, and Kasiro offers the handshake. Suichiro Kajihara. He's had kind of a rough go of it on stream, with 2 losses previously, but in the battle for the bronze, he finally takes one home, and takes home 3rd place in the 2016 Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading Card Championship for Japan.
Yeah.
No slouch, though. Matthew Casiero played excellently this weekend.
Oh, yeah, really well.
And I'm sure if you're still up there, if you're still awake in Australia, that you're very proud of him. And your Dragon Duel representative Declan as well. Both of them finishing 4th place.
Yeah. Yeah, both exactly the same
It's
place.
kind of amazing.